Hello everybody, and in this video I'm going to be showing you some things that you might be pretty interested in seeing, and that is the two brand new ghosts for Crota and Vault of Glass, and also I'm going to be showing you a brand new sparrow, and also all of the exotic raid primaries, what they are going to look like. So it should be a pretty interesting video if you're all about just wanting to see what the stuff looks like. If you don't want to see what any of these things look like and you want to wait until you're in game, please feel free to exit the video. It's totally fine, I understand. But if you are interested in seeing, let's kick things off with the first ghost. Now this is called the Templar Shell, so I assume that you get it from killing the Templar. Now of course that is in Vault of Glass. Vault of Glass and Crota did not have ghost shells, so they're obviously just adding them to the game. I think this one looks pretty cool. It actually looks fairly similar to one of the ghosts that was in Rise of Iron. It's that same kind of color. It seems a little more smoother and sparkly. So I'm excited for it. I think it looks pretty freaking good. And then next up we have the Crota ghost shell, which is called the Ascendant Shell. No idea when you get this, which part of the raid you get this from. My guess would be Death Singer. Maybe, potentially, but it looks pretty cool. I think I personally prefer this one over the Vault of Glass one. The Vault of Glass one is like really smooth and like, I'm a cool person. And then the Crota one's like, I'm dirty and a little bit shiny and green. So I'm really wondering if any of these ghosts have effects on them, special effects on them or anything like that. I think it would go really well with the Vault of Glass ghost, but for now we just have these stills. And next up we have a brand new sparrow coming with the Age of Triumph. I don't know what this sparrow is from. I'm not sure. Because Vault of Glass obviously had a sparrow, like the old raids have had sparrows, right? Yes. So I don't know where the sparrow is from, but it's really shiny, and I like shiny sparrows. Maybe it's from the Age of Triumph chest. I'm not really sure, but this is what it looks like. Now let's move on to the weapons. So first of all, we have Abyss Defiant, the Adept exotic version, which of course will have the elemental damage. I think these look really cool. They have this really awesome like purple to it. I think that looks really nice. Next up, we're gonna do Fang of Uryut, which is the exotic version, of course, of the Scout Rifle from Crota's End. Again, these are all going to have the same look to them because they're from the same raid. Then we have Oversoul Edict, which is of course from Crota. And then we have Word of Crota, which is of course from Crota. So those are the Crota Adept exotic primary weapons. We don't know what the elemental damage is going to be just yet. I assume it might line up with what they were in the past. That would make probably the most sense, but that's what they look like. They have this new purple look to them. Now let's take a look at the Vault of Glass weapons, kicking it off with Atheon's Epilogue. Now you'll notice that these exotic weapons from Vault of Glass are white and gold. They pretty much all follow that theme. I think it's a really good theme for Vault of Glass. That's kind of, I don't know, Vault of Glass has always been like this very shiny golden thing to me. I don't know why, because I guess are the Vex gold? They're more bronze or copper. I don't know. Anyway, they are white and gold. So that's Atheon's Epilogue. Next up, we have Fatebringer. Woo! We're going to be able to use our Fatebringer again. We'll see how good it is in PvE now with all the changes that hand cannons have gone through and all that stuff. I feel like it'll still be pretty freaking good. But of course, we saw what Fatebringer looked like before, but now this is a better image of it. We then have the Vision of Confluence, which is of course one of the better scout rifles that has ever been in Destiny. It looks great. It's going to be performing just as great as it always has. And that is all the images that I actually have of the Vault of Glass one. I believe a pulse rifle is missing. It's out there somewhere. Maybe we get to keep that as a surprise. Now moving on to King's Fall. First up we have Anguish of Dryston, which is actually one of the better scout rifles as well. These all have like a pinky, peachy, purpley look to them. I think it looks pretty cool, personally. Again, I feel like all of these weapons are going to have an effect to them. We saw it in the trailer that the King's Fall stuff had like a blue glow coming off it, so we can't really see it that much in these images, but it's definitely there. We know that it's a thing. Next up, we have Smite of Moraine, which is of course the pulse rifle from King's Fall, again with the purpley, peachy, pinky color to it. I think it's interesting. Well, I guess if they tried to make it look like flesh, because the Touch of Malice exotic ornament thing makes it look like someone just grabbed a piece of flesh and threw it on a weapon. So maybe that's what they were going with these weapons too. That's why they're pink. And lastly, we have Zalo's Bane, which is of course the hand cannon. I don't have an image for the auto rifle, but it will look of course very similar to these weapons. And lastly, we have Wrath of the Machine. First up, we have Chaos Dogma, which is of course the scout rifle. This was the only weapon that I actually used in PvE from the raid. Genesis Chain might actually be a pretty good auto rifle after the auto rifle buff. So let's take a look at Genesis Chain. This is of course the auto rifle from Wrath of the Machine, which could potentially be good in PvP. Potentially, maybe. I will definitely try it out if I can get one, because I don't have one because I deleted it because I had no vault space. Let's not get into a rant about vault space. That's Briar's job. And then we have Fever and Remedy, which is of course the hand cannon. And lastly, we have Steel Medulla. Do you say medulla or medulla? I feel like medulla makes more sense. I don't know how to pronounce things, but that is the pulse rifle from Wrath of the Machine, and that pretty much does it with all of the screenshots. I do have some others that are action shots, which you will be seeing here, because I don't really know where I would use them, except for in thumbnails, of course, but I figured I'd just show you guys them here, because why not? I like looking at the action shots. I think they look really cool. You get to see a bunch of armor and stuff in action, and I always like those shots. Those shots are my favorite shots. But that is it for the actual look at the ghosts, the sparrows, and the exotic weapons. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave it a like and let me know in the comment section what is your favorite exotic weapon coming with the raid. Which one are you going to be hoping to get first and fastest and the most? Which one do you want the most? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll speak to you awesome people later. Bye.